Uh-oh, that's a problem. You can't see me, I can't see you. And it's on the wrong screen, so that's cool. What's up, everyone? I want to show this display. Hey, there we go. That's better. What's up, Henry? What's up, Ben? Garrett, I'm glad you're skipping Warzone for this. Hopefully it's good. Yeah. Let me see something. Oh, my countdown ends. Cool. Okay, cool. So, welcome. We're going to play around with some artboards. I've never done that before on a stream, so it should be fun. Hopefully the connection stays with me and doesn't completely kill me. So, what I first want to talk about is a little bit of process. So whenever I make something, you got to make sure you do research first. So I pulled everything that was posted last year for teams. This is going to give me a good idea of what we need to include, what I need to include in this. So I'm probably going to do the Chicago Bears. I'm going to do the Chicago Bears because, it's
The Bears. The Bears.
So we're doing the Bears. So I want to show you what I saw when I was looking at these graphics. So I have every single team with their draft picks, seeing what they did. So let's start here with Washington football team. And you're going to see a common theme that you're going to use. Hold on. That's much better. It's completely quiet in my headset. Okay, so you can see here on this Chase Young graphic, a lot's going to be the same. So here, what they did here is they've got a draft photo. This is one of the draft assets, I believe, because someone else used them. So for this is the first round. This one was probably made forever ago, just because they knew who they were going to pick, because they knew the Bengals were going to take Joe Burrow, and then they were going to get Chase Young. So you're going to see a lot of the same thing. So here's what we have. What information do we see? We got team logo. A lot of these are going to be sponsored, so I might have a random sponsor. I can let you guys tell me who you want the sponsor to be. They've got photo of him playing, and then they've got a photo of him playing with probably a gradient map on top of it. And it's all in this nice little frame that has some texture to it. And then they've got this sort of fragment line, sort of white texture on top of this sort of paper gold rip. And then, of course, they've got their name, position, school, round, and pick. So that's what we're going to include in ours. Chicago, it doesn't really matter. 7-Eleven. A global sponsor. It could be a rinky-dink sponsor, just something. It literally means nothing for this. Oops, let's not click and zoom in. All right, so a couple of them also had draft order. So depending on how far we get on the first graphic, we'll probably make other graphics to go along with it using the same theme. So here's a draft order the Rams did. Here is Garrett's team, the New York Giants. Now this one is a little bit more time consuming. I should probably just make it Portillo's, Ben, you're right. We'll just make it sponsored by Portillo's or Luminati's, something like that. So this one for Xavier McKinney for the Giants, I think this is their one. It might not be. This might be a separate graphic they did the second day. But you can see we got name, position, where he went to school, photo of them playing that has no cropping to it. That's going to be very repetitive in this that you'll see. This one actually has a cutout photo of him, which would be time consuming. But they've got stuff in the background, some X's per usual because it's a sports graphic. New York Football Giants draft going up the side, repetitive text. Draft logo, welcome to Big Blue, team logo. Okay, Garrett, they dropped this draft day. Here's a nice one from the Lions that I'm sure Ashley made. Very simple. Nice faded out line here. Player here on the left. They did them for both. They just have on here real easy logo, draft logo, round, position, player name, contrasting with the position and school. Straight on photo here. That probably, draft photo. I don't know. They might have gotten these assets beforehand for things. That's probably what it was. I guess if they did interviews, they might have taken pictures. I don't know how it works because I don't work for a team. This one's so simple. It looks great though. Then they've got a nice subtle texture in the background of these brush strokes, and then a nice subtle texture on the front as well. Here's a draft tracker that the Jaguars put out. So they have this pattern in the background, which I saw in a couple different ones. So I'm sure they were given this asset of this pattern. Fades to the background, simple, just table with text. Coverage, you got to have your sponsors in there. So we got Pepsi and Papa John's, and then just using the draft font, because I saw this on several, but just a simple separation between stuff. Draft picks, using the font, using the draft font, using the font that the Chiefs used, highlighting who they picked. So these are just some things to look at, but we're mainly looking at stuff like this. And I thought this one was great. Just cool Panthers going in the background with this little negative space going on with it. They've got all of the teams listed below here, so they probably just have to click a button to turn a layer on, turn a layer off. They've got stuff lined up nicely, round, pick. Here's the name, here's the position, here's the college they went to, and then just simple photo of them black and white in the middle with the black and white Panthers logo with a circle, and then they've got South Carolina in the background. So that one's good. Here's New England. This one, as we can see, player, round, pick, logo, name. Might have something fun like welcome to New England, welcome to Big Blue, stuff like that. Safety position, position, where they're from even. Or that's the college. And then look, Bud Seltzers, who was drafted. Another draft picks, Steelers. Plain and simple, using the same font that the draft provided, I believe. Seahawks draft picks, a little bit different. This one's pulsing for some reason, as you can see. So this one's simple, but the Seahawks are great because they've got this nice brand. They've got this little icon that they use for stuff. They got some repeating text in the background as texture and some gradients moving around. Real simple text using probably DIN. Let's get this to stop pulsing. There we go. Where do the Colts pick next? Let me just go to the ones where people get actually picked. Here's a real simple one. A lot of these are going to be very simple, but well thought out and still designed well, because most likely they're going to be passing this off to a social media manager. The designer might be doing this, but most likely whoever's doing it needs to be able to edit these very quickly, in seconds, so they can post it to Twitter, Instagram, yada yada. So we've got, just welcome to ATL, name, position. This one actually has some stats on them. Round, pick, and then boom, sponsor again, and then the Rise Up logo. Real simple composition for that. This composition was nice. They probably spent some time making this just because they knew they were going to draft a wide receiver. Probably based on where they were. They had, 6 guys in mind probably. So there's probably several of these that didn't see the light of day. But we got the draft logo, round, pick, Alabama, Jerry Jeudy, welcome to Broncos country. Photo of them playing, cutout photo. Some nice textural elements here to break up the composition as well and align it. Real simple one by the Titans. Guy's name, round, pick, position, school, some stars for the Titans, and then some just texture on top of text that can be changed. The 49ers have amazing photos and photo treatment to theirs. So this is a little different, a little bit of clipping up here, which is easy, but basically photo, name, position, pick, round, presented by Levi's over here. So we're just going to breeze through some of these just to show you, we've got that pattern that they used here in the background. They've got a ghosted over logo here. Welcome to Baltimore. They're using the draft asset font here, position, round, pick. Garrett, do you think there's communication between management and the creative staff, so the creative staff has some idea of who they should prepare content for? Could be. I would assume so. I know, I for the Bears, I think there's 3 of them, including the designer on staff. So I think they're more a tight-knit group. So I think that would be... I think what it is a lot of teams, unless I'm wrong, have a specific social media person who probably reiterates and talks to the social media people all the time. So they know who's going to be doing this ahead of time. Whether it's a social media person, I don't know if it's an intern or it might be them. One thing I wanted to reiterate, which we can do, is I'll tell you. I want to bring something up a little bit later. So here's the Packers one. I think Dan made this one actually for XTN Digital. So we got round, pick, name, quarterback, Utah State. All of this over here is generic, big. This actually says LB in the background. I think it should say QB. So I think that's wrong. So that's fun. But then just a photo of Jordan Love ghosted over here. Logo, draft, no sponsor. Browns one, real simple. Just nice square with a photo on it. Round, pick, Alabama, offensive tackle, Jedrick Wills. Here's the logo. Pack texture in the background. Saints, information. This draft pattern, Saints draft. Person's photo goes here. It's got some bleed off here of the pattern. Saints have been selected using the Saints font. We might make a trade alert graphic. I just want to make sure we have time to do everything. Here's just another example of Panthers. Let's see what else we have in here. Cardinals, real simple. Name, position, school, round, pick. Chargers, name, position, school, round, pick. Bolt up. Cool little stickers. And a lot of this stuff is probably going to mirror something that they would make in the for their year. So the Chargers, I'm assuming, used a lot of these textures and these fun things with other graphics that they were using throughout the year. Here's a great one. I always like the stuff the Vikings put out, because it's just all this information is place to put photo you don't have to cut out, position, school, round, pick, name, logo. But it's great. Oh yeah, and this little lightning bolt here is good. Making shapes that aren't just straight lines is always fun. Eagles is real generic, but I like this big, bold color here. Wide receivers, Jalen Reagor, round 1, 21 pick. 2020 draft. They've got their own separate logo that they're using. Justin Herbert. Simple one, Damon Arnett. Photo goes here. School logo goes here. I don't have school logos, so I should have downloaded. Jeff Okuda. Anyway, I went ahead and downloaded all of these just to see what, people did. So here's what the Colts did. Brick background that actually bleeds on top of this blue here. We got some nice textury white, a nice texture box that this guy goes in. Round, pick, include weight, position, school, stuff like that. And here's what the Bears did. So we're going to do something Bears related. So they've got this sort of gradient piece on the side, sponsored by Miller Lite. Bears logo. This Bears logo. Cole Kmet got his position in behind him. Round with pick. College, Notre Dame. And then greatness is a choice. They got the Bears pattern in the background. And then just a big old spot for the photo. And there's other ones you can see on here while I talk about something that I think is important. So a video got posted to Twitter. It had Zach Schwartz and Tyson Hutchins from Clemson. They were chit-chatting about stuff. And Zach was reiterating, don't create content to impress other content creators. Create it for your audience. Which is a good example of why a lot of these aren't and don't need to be crazy fancy. Now this is just nice. It just looks nice. But it's not. It doesn't have crazy photoshopping to it. It's just well designed, and we drop a photo in it because the viewer, your audience, is mainly just gonna need to know who do we draft, what position do we draft with what pick, where do they go to school, And then everything else is just gravy after that. So let's get to it. So here we have a composition. So here's what we're going to do. I'm trying to think of something real quick that I saw online. All right, so we're going to make a new layer. Crop this layer. I'm going to make artboard from layers, and this is going to be called Twitter. Okay, so we've got Twitter. I want to try something. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to hold down the Option key. I'm going to duplicate it. Or you just hit Command J, it'll duplicate it. And I'm just going to change the sizes. So we're going to make 3 different sizes. Hold on, I'm just changing my units from inches to pixels. So then these show up as pixels because I want this to be 2000 by 2500. And this is going to be called ig.ping. I want to say .ping. And I want twitter.ping. I don't know if this is going to work either, so we'll see. igstory.ping. Okay, let's save this out as Bears draft template template.psd. Using a current or past Bears player or a future draft pick. I actually have given that 0 thought. So, good question. I'll probably go with the 2006 draft, pick 57. We'll go with that. Let me just do some Googling real quick. We'll Google with you. 2006 Bears draft, pick 57. All right, so that year they happened to pick Devin Hester in the 2006 draft, so we're going to use that. And he went to Miami, so we got to get Miami's logo, so we can do that. So I don't know what sizes we're going to need. These are just sort of generic sizes. We might need one more. We'll just do 2000 and we'll just name it facebook.ping. Just because. And I want to see something. I saw something. And I should have looked at this before we started. Generate image assets. Sorry, I'm trying to see something. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. All right. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay, let me show you something. Artboards, okay? We've got on here, we got the name. So I'm going to actually name this Bears Draft Template. Template Bears. Oh, that's just silly. Okay. This is actually amazing. And I need to do this for everything I make with artboards from now on because it's the greatest thing ever. So I'm just renaming these. So when I save them out, they're named correctly and not like super generic. Okay. So we have these artboards here. Okay. I went up to File, Generate Image Assets, and I have that check marked. Okay. On my Downloads folder, I now have this folder titled Bears Draft Template Assets. If I go into that, it has everything we just made. I don't want size. I want none. I want this. I want icons. I want big icons. So let me hit some buttons real quick and do this. So this is actually awesome. Here's the Instagram template, okay? Here's the Instagram template here. We go to the Instagram template. We grab a white brush, we draw, we delete the layer mask. IG story. It updates automatically and saves it out, and it's right here in its ping file. So you don't have to save anything out. It automatically does it every single time you do anything. So it's awesome. Which means you don't have to export everything. They're already here. They're already exported. So that's awesome. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out one of these, and then we're going to apply everything to one of those templates. So I'm going to start with Twitter just because I feel like Twitter is a content heavy template a lot of the times. I make a lot of stuff for Instagram, so we're going to start with Twitter anyway. So I just have this random background color, but I don't want this background color. And I don't have the Bears hex code memorized, so that's a problem. I almost had their orange memorized. This is the orange. I'm just putting these so I can highlight them later. I could probably just make some color fills. Wow. Cool beans. I don't know what's happening there. Boo. You. Okay, got it. All right, let's delete this. All right, let's throw some stuff we need on here now. So I'm going to do this. I was going to do this for Devin Hester, but I kind of want to do it for a player I think we should take this year so then I can actually post it. Oh, hey, look, you got it, Chris. Thank you. So here, let me drag this stuff here. Hey, look, it's 2021 draft logo, Bears logo, Bears. Okay, so we want pick. What is this font? This font is, why are we giant? Got the Iron Giant here with picks. One other thing to do that the teams have the leisure of is they know what fonts they're using. We can choose whatever font we want here. So, I could spend 20 minutes trying to figure out what font we want to use. I'll just use Titling Gothic and something else. Probably Dharma, because we can. So I'm just putting this in here just so we know what content we have. So we need pick, we need round. Oh, sorry, it's strike that, reverse it. So we have the 20th pick. I should just do like pick 8 or 9 and assume the Bears are going to trade up and pick Justin Fields, but I'm not going to do that. And actually, no, let's do Devin Hester. So we picked him in the second round, 2006 draft. We need the name, Devin Hester, kick returner. Gotta say University of Miami because I live in Ohio and we have Miami University. Okay. We need a photo of Devin Hester. So let me find that real quick. And who do we want this to be sponsored by? Do we want it to be sponsored by Portillo's or do we want it to be sponsored by Luminati's? Let me know in the comments. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to make a nice simple template that you could hypothetically use. And then we're going to make it so we can use it across all of the artboards. And then we can change it and edit it to whatever we want very quickly. Let me just see if I can get this photo. Not cropped. This is a good one. All right, so we got a couple photos here. Yeah, Henry, I saw that image, create image assets thing. I think it was on an Instagram reel or something, And it just happened to happen to be there and look amazing. Okay. So we have photos. We have pick. We have the round. We have his name. We have the university. We have the logos. We pretty much have everything we need. So now we just need to... So now we just need to design this. So how would I design this? How would I go about doing this? So first I would probably set up some... I would set up some guides here. Dean probably did something about that. Dean knows a lot about Photoshop and like the stupid, really easy, dumb, fast things that you should all be able to do. So I'm gonna blow this up here. You want to do the bean for the background? There's a bunch of stuff we can do for the background. So what I was going to do is I was going to... So really what I'm thinking of now is, where do I want the text? The text is going to be on one side probably. We can have it on a couple different sizes. You know, we might want to put the, you know, the Bears logo somewhere. You know, starting that off now. You know, just in the corner here, Bears. And then maybe the sponsored by somewhere else. Listen, if you want photos of Chicago, I got photos of Chicago we can use. It's actually the photo right there on the ground is a giant photo. We can use this photo. We'll throw this in the background. This, just find this, just this nice giant photo of Soldier Field. We can use that. Just gotta find it. No, Garrett. No. Just gotta find where these photos are. So I got a bunch of photos. Here you go. This is Soldier Field. Yeah, there you go. Boom, Soldier Field. Nailed it. Put it in the middle. Blow it up a bit. Put it in the middle again. I'm just going to duplicate it and just make it a little bit bigger like this. Drag it down a little. Put it behind this one. And then just do one of these, just with a little bit of a gradient, and boom. Blend it into the sky. We're gonna group these together, rename it background. We're gonna throw a gradient map on top of that.
Gradient map.
I don't have the color in front of me, but Chris already said it, so it's 0B162A. That looks terrible. Let's see how bad this looks actually. Was it CO8303? Something like that. It's something like that, but not that. What is it? Ah, I was close. Okay, gradient map. Get rid of this disgusting color. Drag this over. I already did this before. This looks... We're not gonna do this because I already did this. And I'll show you. Come on. I did this exact thing in my 365. See? This is the one I made a couple years ago. Welcome to Chi-Town. Photo of Roquan in the front. team pick round. You know, I got some stats here going on as well. This one not easy to edit though because it's got big old cutout photo, so you'd have to know who it is. So we'll do this. We'll keep this here. Fine. We can use the bean. Besides the point. Bean, bean, bean. Who's got a photo of the bean? I can probably find a cooler photo of the bean. Boom, look at that. Look at all these people. Look at all these people in and around the bean. And again, this is a background, so I don't really care what it looks like. So what we're going to do is actually going to go to the adjustments. We're going to go to exposure. We're going to apply it only to the photo of the bean. And we're going to drop it down to. Now, I've been lately really enjoying gotta put this behind this. I've been enjoying borders and having borders on things. Now, we don't necessarily need a border on this. So we go to select, modify, contract. I don't want to be too constricted, but in the same aspect, we're going to be real restricted. Do you want to make it sponsored by Alenia? My parents actually went to Next, which is by the same chef, and my dad like hated it because it's like fancy weird food and like they give you a bunch of wine and they were just like, not for us. Okay. Let's turn some of these off. There we go. So this is what we got going on. Maybe we got this a little bit too dark. I'm clicking on a gradient map like it's going to change the exposure of this. Because that's how things work. Yeah, I like that so far. Okay, cool. This needs texture though. We'll do that later. Lumalnati's logo. We'll do a sponsor that I can actually find a logo that'll work. Look at that fringe. Look at that awesome fringe from this ping. Love it. We're just gonna go like this. We're just gonna have a nice little clipping path to the logo. Brings back memories of doing this on car dealership logos. Missed a spot. All right, cool. All right, let's convert this to a smart object. Lose logo. I just make this huge. Oops. And make it sponsored by Lumalnati's. So we're going to make this much smaller. We'll toss this up in the other corner. Aligned with that. So I want the... I have a tendency of making things very symmetrical. Just symmetrical, very balanced, very exact. So I'm going to try and get away from that for this. Let me hit a couple buttons real quick on something. Okay. So if we look back at some of the graphics that were made, so we need a frame for the photo. And a lot of these, you know, these weren't made in an hour and a half, so it's gonna they're gonna have a little bit more flavor to them than probably what we're making. But I'm just scrolling through here to see what I like on these and what I want to include. Okay, so we need some texture. We drag this over. Hey, look at that. Stock images. Can you ask how long I've been a graphic designer? Yes. Yes, you can. And I will tell you. After I put some texture on this. Boom. Since this is sponsored by Luminatis, it'd actually be kind of cool if we put some pizza on here. I put that here. Yeah, sure. I went to design school, or I went to college, so I've been out of college for 9 years, so I've been a professional graphic designer for 9 years. But I've been doing design stuff since I was in high school, mainly. Sorry, I found this, trying to think of what I want to do with some of these photos. That photo of Soldier Field in here still? No. Dang, Nightbot. Welcome. A little late to the party, pal. Well, that looks dumb. Okay, let's do this. Let's set some stuff up here. Boom. Photo frame. And photo of Devin Hester turned on. Here we go. Boom. So, we can make this as simple as we want. We can give... We can give this a photo effect. So we can go to camera raw and we can give some of the effects we want. I'm just putting in random amounts of stuff. See what that does. This photo's super dark. So I'm gonna boost the shadows up a bunch. Okay. So really what I'm doing here is I'm following a grid a little too closely. I'm gonna swap some of these things around. Because I can easily just like throw this stuff together. Let's put his name on here first. Ben, you're asking, what is the best way to start getting noticed and sending out work to progress is the design work environment. To progress in the design. If you're trying to... Have you used the frame tool before? No. I haven't. Is that this? Creates a placeholder for images? Yeah, that makes sense. That might be a good idea here, but it's not going to matter in the end. I need another font. If you want people to start to see your work and you want to get people to notice you and have that allow you to get, say, freelance work, you just need to keep creating and basically get in communication with people who are in charge, or just start make it so they know who you are. Like I did a 365-day project that people know me for. Now that was 3 years ago. So since then I've done freelance work and I've just cultivated these relationships with people that have turned into me getting, you know, freelance work from people. It's just about keeping up with your work, posting it, and posting it because it's free. Really what Garrett's saying. Build a strong portfolio and build connections. That'll pretty much do it. Or relationships. It is possible to be in this field no problem and, you know, crush it. People do it all the time. But also the floor is ever rising of talent. So there's going to be more and more talent that are going to be coming into this field. I don't know what font I want to use. So I'm trying to think of something. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to create contrast with typography. Which isn't just like ding, super easy to do all the time. So we're gonna have Devin super small and then Hester be really big for some contrast. Except we're gonna have it be titling, Gothic, extended. Let's do regular. Something like that. Make this a little bit bigger. Hate how this looks. Let's just set up the text here. So we got Devin Hester. So it depends on how do I want to do round and how do I want to do the picks. So if we go back to our the NFL draft logo, the NFL draft graphics. Some of them are pretty simple, just say it underneath. Maybe we want to do that. Some are, you know, using this hard edge here, big photo, because that's what people want to see. I just really like this and how this is done here. So we have this sort of left line margin that we're using. So maybe we go with a very thin font and make it real small. But I don't want it to be too small because I don't want you to not be able to read it, which right now you can't really read it at all. We take that round and we put it underneath. I don't know what's happening. Round 2. You know, do we like how that looks? Maybe not. Maybe we just tweak it later. We'll figure it out. I know it says pick over there, but we're going to do pick here. Let's pick 57. We can get rid of these now. Oops. Pick 57. Delete. Do pick round. This. Drop this down. Devin Hester up here. But underneath that, we need to put where he went to school. Just going to put Miami. No, I'm not. I'm going to put University of Miami. For all my people that go to actually Miami. And then I can just use like a quick break between that and then type in KR/PR. I don't know if they qualified him as out of high school. 2006 Bears draft. I think he was a kick returner. No, they said he's a wide receiver. Yeah, Henry, that's a good idea. I'll do that. See, Henry's here with all the good ideas today for some reason. I don't know what's in him. I'm gonna make this a little bit thicker so you can actually read it. I'm actually gonna make these a little bit thicker so you can actually read them. Okay, so we've got, you know, sort of the information on here. Sponsored by. Sponsored by. Spawn. Sword. By 6. Wow, that's still not small enough? No, 6. Henry, where are you? Aren't you interning somewhere? Where are you interning? I'm thinking of the other Henry. He's at the other Henry. No, Heath. Heath is at Miami, which is where Mike Baldwin would love all of the artboard talk that we're having already. Oh, or is Henry at... Who's at Arizona? Who works with Mike? Who's like the artboard king? Who am I thinking of? Yeah, okay, so it is you. Okay, see? Had it right. I knew it had you pegged real right there. Okay. So, I mean, this is like we could hypothetically be done. Oh, you both work there. See? Even better. So, like, this is all you really need. You got the round, you got the picks, you got the positions and stuff, but now we can start making it look nice that we have all the information fleshed out. We're going to do something cool with this that I tried to do with something else. I'm not putting any paper tears on here, Garrett. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to edit this logo in Illustrator real quick to make it black and white. Sorry, on another page, I'm making everything that isn't white black, so I can make this black and white. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. This isn't where I parked my car. Yeah, I could use a gradient map to achieve the same effect, but I want the logo to actually be black and white. In the end, it's not going to matter for what I want to do. I hate how this thing changes its mind every other day if it wants to actually do this or not. I'm gonna put one over here. We're gonna make it real small. We're gonna make it like that. We're gonna take the other end. We're gonna put it over here. We're gonna do that. I gotta fix something real quick. What I'm doing does not matter. It's just doing something with the logo real quick in Illustrator. If you want to learn how to use Illustrator, you can do that. Man, this thing hates me. It should update live. That's what I'm doing. There. Oh, ghost the logo. Okay, sorry. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Because that would be bad. Technique, did you cover how to make 3D text in Cinema 4D? I've got a couple videos on that. I think I went in depth in it a little bit more with the Kobe graphic we made last week. Okay, so what we want to do with these logos, I gave them a black background so I can convert this to a smart object. So what we're going to do is I converted it to a smart object. And why did I do that? That seems like a silly thing to do. Well, I did that because I can open it now in Photoshop. So now we have it in Photoshop. So now I can go into Photoshop and I can mess around with it all I want. So let's go to threshold. Let's blur this. Well, we're going to be returning to do this. Come on. I'm trying to make it messed up, but not too messed up. Right there. Okay, we're going to do that. Save. Okay, now we got this nice background to it. So we're going to go to filter. We're going to go to pixelate. We're going to go to crystallize. We're going to hit 3 and hit enter. And we got this going on. Except it's not applying to both, so hold on. Let's do it all in here. Yeah, we're gonna make stamp. I just really like how this looks. We're gonna kind of make it look like a stamp at least. Stock images. Grunge. Hue. Invert. Screen. Invert. Multiply. Perfect. Let's throw this on here. What does this look like? Oh, yeah. There you go. We got some lines now. Who doesn't love lines on it? Let's make them real small. Let me go back here. We'll crystallize this one, hit enter, and we'll just apply it to this one as well. Come on. Like on that master graphic. What graphic are you talking about? For the masters. Yes. Exactly. So we've got this going on. We got, you know, just sort of this thing that technically not allowed. Probably, this probably wouldn't get approved, but who cares? Okay, so we got that. So one thing I want to talk about is it's going to involve. Hold on, can I find something real quick? I gotta have it. I gotta have it somewhere, right? Oh, that was fast. Oh, do I have it here? No. Ugh. Found my post. Florida, who cares? Oh, what is this? Is this the actual... Oh, hello. Oh. Okay. All right. Whatever. Never mind. All right. So we've got this Chicago Sea. This is what I want to talk about here. So the reason I brought this up is because we're going to use this as just a shape, as a feature to shape something. Maybe put something inside this. So I'm just thinking out loud here. Delete this rectangle. Make an ellipse. Line it up a little bit. Actually doesn't really matter. It just needs to cover this area. So now we've got this photo that is inside this ellipse. Which we can put as photo. And this right now is a little kitschy. But the way this sea moves around, we have a direct area that we can put Devin Hester, Miami, Florida right here. And then we can do something with this ellipse. Like, I'm not going to keep it this way, but, you know, we could have it fade in. And just move them over a little bit. And then we can do stuff inside of here. And or even break this off. Because we just want to use this for the shape. We actually don't want it to be distracting or visible. So if we go like this. Yeah, that looks dumb. So let's not do that. I'm basically trying to figure out how can I use this logo as a frame for this. I know an easy way to do that. You can open it up in Illustrator and get rid of the orange and get rid of the white, and then save it and go back here. So then we just have this. So we don't have anything that's saying this is the Chicago Bears logo. And then actually, you can go like this. Come on. Hold on. How do I want to do this? Really what I want to do is I want to change this. And I want to make it only visible here and only visible here. But I want it to jut off the complete edge now. Now we've got a much cooler composition here. We're using the shape of the Chicago Sea to fade into this area, and maybe the fade we don't need anymore. Yes, we need the fade. We need the fade. We're confirming we need the fade. I don't want it on the fade, I want it on the photo, and I want this to be navy. No, I want this to be the background. So really I just want this to be inside of that, and I want to get rid of this. And then I want to select this and delete it from here, like that. So I can take this bean photo, make it a little bit smaller. Actually, you know, I kind of like how you can just see the little bit of reflection off the side of it, so you actually know what's going on. I'm just gonna go in here and I'm just verifying. There. Now this is one straight line going across. So now we've got an area, we've got some cool stuff going on. We still don't have anything in the background, you know, here. You know, I could always just duplicate this photo of the bean, throw it in here in the background. Man, we're not talking about smart objects at all. That looks cool. Looks terrible with this because that looks like that. Because it's behind this. So that's that. Oh, okay. I don't actually need this anymore. And what if we just set this to luminosity at like multiply? There. Okay, cool, great. All right, we're gonna go into turbo mode so we can try and use some of these smart objects. And the issue is what I'm making right now is actually incredibly horizontal and not very smart object. Nice. So I'm just gonna fix this so it lines up because it's bugging me. There we go. Okay, so let's make this here. So have it stretch all the way over to his name. This is this here. We want this to be Chicago Bears blue. Why? Just because. Make this a little bit smaller so there's a little bit of padding. And then we can just shrink this back down so it's fits inside like that. Cool. Cool beans. Okay, I'm just gonna put Miami. Actually, no. I'm going back to the full just because I want this to just take up a little bit more room optically. So we got University of Miami here. That looks pretty decent. And then we're going to put behind him in Dharma, I don't know, heavy at, I don't know, 300. Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what I wanted. So we're going to set the fill to 0, and then we're just going to give it a stroke. 3. Inside. Center. We're going to put it behind everything. Behind all of these. So this is what they kind of did on that. So I'm going to... It's left aligned. So I actually want this to be something like that. And then we'll just put it in a group together, set it to overlay, and then set it to 50%. Sort of like that. Maybe 75%, because you can't really read it. So we've got Devin Hester, University of Miami. Yeah, Garrett, that's how you do outline text. Okay, so we're going to group these together. I'm going to convert these all to a smart object. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Because that breaks. So I can't do that. I'm going to convert these to a smart object. And then I'm going to convert this to a smart object. And that's still set to overlay. So let me check, see what happens when I go into these. So I want this smart object to be a little bit bigger. Like that. And let me see something. This was something I was going to try. So if he's like, if you're drafting a defensive end, that's good. I guess wide receiver is actually the widest thing you can do. So it's actually it's pretty fine. So I'm going to save that, go back here. So the position moves. That's not what I wanted. So that's why I wanted to change it now. So we got that. I want to name and pose name and school. It's name and school. I'm going to go to the artboards and I'm going to go to relative and I'm going to type in 500 pixels. Just to make it much bigger. Save it, go back here. It's out of place. We're going to put it back where it's supposed to be. We're going to lock these in place. And then round and pick we still have. So to me, round and pick doesn't really have somewhere to go. It could go right here. I think that might look fine. We'll just do it all in one line, make it nice and easy. Just change the pick to be a little bit thicker because that's what we want. Let's make it bold. We can do a bunch of stuff here, really. I mean, we can put them in boxes, kind of like that. Because right now, like, everything is tiny. Like, we need things to be... We need things to be bigger. Like, this is very small. We can't see anything. So let me try... I don't want these. I want this. I don't want the sponsor. I want this group. I don't want these. I don't need that, and I need this. It's really, I'm just mad that everything's super small, because I don't want it to be small. See, but if you convert the text to a shape with no fill, you can't change it. So that's why I do it this way. I just set it to no fill anyway. You don't even need to convert it to a shape. If you convert it to a shape, I think it has sharper edges though, so that's a good reason why you would do that. Oh, you know now. Oh, you're just saying what you used to do. Yeah, I don't remember what I used to do. Oh, I know you knew how to do that, Garrett. I know exactly what you were referencing. Alright, so I hate how this looks. So let's fix that. We need to go down here. We need to hit delete. Delete. We've got this big photo. Let me just do this. This would be the smart thing to do. Hold on. Ooh. Don't like that. Why is this SVG is like super broken? What is this? Why do you exist? Okay, so now we have this thing. So this is now grouped to this shape, which looks kind of cool, but also kind of weird. But it's giving us a natural spot that the eye is moving it. And we still haven't talked about smart objects at all. So we're going to do that. This is why, you know, this kind of stuff doesn't just take 20 minutes. It doesn't just take an hour and a half. It can take a while, weeks to flesh this stuff out to make it look how you want it. So this stuff changed. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? It's too thick. Hey, the music's repeated. We made it to another 30-ish minutes. Nope, don't like that. See, and the thing you need to realize too is like, you know, I need this to say pick 199 at some point in time, so I need to make sure that the spacing between these is well enough and that these fonts are the same size, but they're small enough. You also can make the text in Illustrator. This is true. Well, you can also set... I made that a smart object. You can also play around with this and change it from crisp. You know, if you make it none, it'll look stupid. You can set it to crisp. You can set it to sharp. You can set it to strong. You can set it to smooth. I think I have mine set to crisp. I don't remember. Nope, sharp. Sharp. So we got round. We got the picks in here. And you might be able to, you know, we might change that for the day. I want this to be center aligned. It is, okay. So I want this to be a little bit smaller. I've only messed with those settings, Garrett, because one time my fonts looked stupid and I was like, why does this look dumb? And it's because it was set to none for some reason. Oh, I need to change this back to pick 57. So we've got all this text here, you know. Devin Hester, University of Miami. You can't even see the position anymore. So maybe we just float that to be a little bit smaller. Set it to screen. See, it's set to overlay to 100%. But you can't see it. What if I set it to like soft light? Or if it's black, or it's white. So soft light's gonna help a little bit. He's a wide receiver. Oh, we lost our sponsor. Sponsored by. We don't have that border anymore, so we can go a little bit further to the closer to the edge now. Let me get Lumonati's. It's a weird logo. Let's get the Bears logo. Bears. Down here. Okay, we have that there. Sure. The Bears.
The Bears. The Bears.
So this is missing something. It's missing these draft logos again. So I like how these look. Whoops. Moving the whole dang artboard. That's why I don't use artboards a lot, because they just break everything. Okay, we can get rid of all this stuff. Oh yeah, I've got this photo of Soldier Field I was going to do something with. Nope, not anymore. Okay, draft logos. How dare you act artboards like this? Look how blurry this is. You see how blurry this is? Hilariously blurry. Oh, attack. You said act, so I didn't know if you were saying act, adapt, readapt, apt. It was quite confusing. Let's just throw this down here. Let's just throw this down here. There we go. It's just missing some texture right now, which we don't have. And this isn't great, but I want to talk to you guys about smart objects, which we haven't touched about, or we haven't done anything with at all. All right, layer one. This color. Cool. So let's see if we can update these and create these. So honestly, one of the worst things about designing is resizing stuff. It's just literally it's just the little worst. And I probably should have just made this stuff after the fact. Thank you, Garrett. Yes. Now, how do you translate this to other sizes? Correct. So we have things organized pretty decently. So actually, I've got an idea how we can do that. Paste. What's up, Ryan? We're talking about how resizing stuff is the worst. Because it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rotate all this stuff, and we're going to make this into somewhat of a horizontal design, but it's really just going to make this look real weird. So really we're just going to go like this. It's transforming. Drag. Oh no, it only dragged one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use that round bottom, and it's just going to be a very simple thing. These aren't aligned anymore, which is a problem. It's a big problem. Delete layer mask. Delete layer mask. We're just gonna do this because it's gonna look the exact same. And we're gonna go like that. Okay, cool. Whatever. I do need these bean photos to be centered though, because they need to actually line up. Yeah, kind of like that. We got the bean at the bottom. We've got photo up top here. I'm going to move this draft logo, which is in the background there, but not here. Like, what's going on? Really Munson this up. There it is. Okay, let me copy this. Let me right click in here. Let me just click in here and then I should be able to go like that. Paste it pretty much in place. Drag it over, go over here, paste. Pretty much paste it in place. We'll just drop it down here. We'll go here. Paste, pretty much paste it in place. Okay, so we got our Bears logo there, so we just gotta, let's take lose. Sponsored, right click here. Paste it up here. Right about there. Should actually just be able to go like this too. So then hold down the good old Option key and drag, since they're all lined upward. So we got our sponsors, we got this going on. I really just want to delete this layer mask. Oh, I kind of have to do that, don't I? Ooh, that's a problem. See? That's a problem we need to fix. I need to make these bean photos a little bit bigger. Cool. Cool beans. Beans. Cool beans. Okay, so we've got this logo. I want this logo to be more centered like that. Okay. We're going to drag this over like that. So you can kind of see him. You can see a little bit behind him. So that's good. That's what we want. Okay, let's grab all this stuff now. This cool stuff we had. I don't know why I keep copying stuff. I should just go like this and just paste it over. Like that. So we got it there. So look, this one's kind of done. If this is centered, but that's how we have everything set up. So we can't do anything about it. But we can just show how we would tweak this. So let's go like this, go like this, go like this. And again, I'm going to be honest, this is not the best example of how I'm explaining how to do this. But we're going to set this up so hopefully we can change it very easily. This button. This button. Paste. Hey, look at that. We can go like this a little bit. We can just move this stuff down. We can drag this up. Up a bit like that. It's not actually what I wanted to do, but it's fine. Do one of these. Do one of these. Move up this photo just a little bit. Like that. Okay, Devin Hester, University of Miami. Good, good, good. Bears, got it. See, there's some areas here that I would probably tweak and fix, but we can go like this for the time being. Just make this a little bit bigger. So then we can go here, grab this stuff again, copy it. Paste it here. Should be pretty much the same size because it's only 500 pixels taller. Usually I design stuff more vertically. This is more designed horizontally, so it's weird moving these over a little bit. Shrink everything down just a little bit like that. I can make it. We'll make this. We can make this work. So one thing I didn't do is I didn't set up the rounds and picks to be editable how I want them to, which is fine. But we've got all of these sort of set up. So if I go to my downloads folder and I go to that Bears asset template, they're already done. You know, they're already here. They're already done, which is cool. So we've got these set up. There's a lot of stuff we can do for these. You know, like for this, I'd probably want to put some sort of C83803. See, there we go. Probably want to put some sort of thing that designated it being heavy over to the side. Just so there's a little bit of a nod over here somewhere. So it's not so vertical. Sign, seal, deliver. Just like Devin Hester delivers touchdowns on Sundays. You guys didn't know. Big Devin Hester fan. I've sponsored by twice. I see that now. It's right there on the top of my screen, so we gotta fix that. Devin Hester, future Hall of Famer. Class of 2023. It's gonna be right around my wedding anniversary, and I've already told my wife, I was like, listen, if Devin Hester makes it to the Hall of Fame, we're going to Canton. We live in Ohio. We can go to Canton super easily. Like, you know how easy it would be to go to Canton? Super easy. Let's blow this up. The greatest returner of all time. Ain't nothing on him. Deion Sanders and Dante Hall and Josh Cribbs. Cordero Patterson. No longer on the Bears because we don't have any money. Okay. So here's the thing we did. We've got this. Sure. Looks cool. But the cool thing we did with the artboards is we have everything here. It's already done, edited. It's already saved out. You can transfer it over, post it immediately, no problem. let's hypothetically say the Bears draft Justin Fields. Can easily go in here. Found the tiniest photo of Justin Fields in the world. Let's find an actual big size photo of Justin Fields. And this is where the artboards come in handy. This is a good one. Right click, save. So here's what we can do now. Let's edit some stuff. Now, there's a couple different ways you can highlight this when you're sending it to someone. You know, maybe type in like athlete, image, right click it, make it green. Now you can even duplicate it and put it up here at the top with nothing attached to it and just like hidden and change it to put athlete image here. And then you can double click this and then we can just grab an athlete photo and just put them in like the same position. Kind of maybe blow them up a little bit like that. Save. Oh, see, it's not saved as a... hold on. I can just make it flattened and it'll work. And then if we go back... Why are you the way you are? Why you gotta be that way? That's not what I wanted to happen at all. I'm not happy about it, which makes sense. It's going to override the change every time you switch to players, so you won't have to separate pings at each player. Yeah, that's true. But if you're just doing this for one thing, it shouldn't matter. Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out why it did not do what I wanted it to do. Because I've got this stuff figured out, so I should just be able to type in Justin. Come on. It duplicated it. Oh, you know what? It wasn't a smart object. That's why. It was just a The Ohio State University. So it was a it wasn't a smart object, it was just an image. So that's why that didn't work. But I should be able to save this and go back, and then they all, except for these two, say Justin Fields. And it's because I dragged them and didn't copy and paste them. That is very weird. Or is it because I copy and pasted them and didn't drag them? Which is it? Because these should all be the same smart object. But they're not the same smart object. So that's a problem. That's what we're trying to figure out. So we got position. I should be able to change this to QB, save. Go back here, it changes QB to these first two, but not that one. You know, I can just change rounds easy myself because those are just, and you can change everything, you know, the same. You know, what you would probably do, Henry, is you'd probably just once they're done and saved out, hold on, they're loading. You got to give them a second to load. You know, you can make a new folder, finals, draft, whatever. Copy and paste them, and then, you know, you can do your edits, rename them there. Or if they're going to a shared folder, someone else can copy and paste them and then re-edit them and change them. So I'm sorry, I'm confused and a little frustrated as to why it did that. Just Fields. Because I made these a smart object on purpose. So you can change them, and anything over to the side it changes, and it doesn't cut it over to the left at all because it's maintaining the position. So it's because I copy and pasted it. So don't copy and paste, because that's going to break things. So we'll fix that real quick. And then we'll call it a day. So keep that in mind. Position copy, delete. I want this, I want to delete this. I want this, I want position, and then I don't need the round. I just want to go like this. Yeah, so that's an issue with this, but this should work. And then let me go to this image. Let me go like this. Save this as a like Photoshop document. And then right click this. I'm going to replace this content as a Photoshop document. Please replace all of them. I was gonna be so pissed if it replaced all of them, because it shouldn't. It's just Fields. Who's your quarterback? It's just Fields. It's wide open. I feel like that's super broke, so I gotta move this back up here. All right. See, we're troubleshooting together, which is nice. And we're all losing weight. Over here somewhere. Come on. Oh, it's sort of in the right spot. Okay, so we can select this, name and school. Go into the name and school. We can type in Justin. We can get rid of the -90 here. Maybe move it over a little bit. Okay. So now it says Justin Fields, Ohio State University, round 1, pick 1. It says QB everywhere, which is good. This says pick 1. Sometimes get saved just because we can save. So now, if the Bears pick someone that's not that, let's say we pick. Let's say we pick Rashawn Slater, who's an offensive tackle. I can go here, grab this really small photo that's going to be hilariously pixelated because it's small, but we're going to put it in the same spot here, and we're going to save. We go back here, and boom, as you can see, he's saved in all the different times because it didn't actually. I saved an open smart object that was not the one we actually linked. I need to go back like this, save, quit out of this, quit out of this, quit out of this. I got the position up, so I can change position to OT. I don't want that though, I want something else. Okay, so we save, we go back down here. That's annoying. Well, we're trying. We're trying here, everybody. Let's see if we can get the name to work at least. Rashawn Slater. Northwestern University. You can just drag this out a little bit. Save. Go over. Hey, look, they all changed. Now, you see some of them are a little bigger though, so that's an issue. So maybe we got to go in, we got to make things a little bit smaller, yada yada. Pain. But overall it worked. We changed pick to pick 20. You know, hypothetically, I would make this. I would make round and pick. I would convert that to a smart object. Then we can go into this smart object. This is at 80% on accident. So we can change this to be, you know, pick 257, and then it can change. But we need to make sure there's padding around it for enough stuff. So we go back. So here's the pick. We go down here. We delete this here. What are you doing? Why are you why are you the way you are? Drag this down. We got the pick down there. It's not aligned or whatever, but we can fix that later. We're not too concerned with that. We're just trying to get this to do what we want it to do. Round, pick, bite. Round and pick. Round and pick. Round and pick. We also want to take this guy. We want to do one of these. Okay, you. Yes, you. I want to drag you over here. And I want you to be here now. This is your home. This is your new home, is right here. See, so actually in this, I would probably you would need to know where the cutoff is for your points, so it's in the end somewhere. So I might want to go like this and just put a guide there. So then I know, okay, I need to make it the text a little bit smaller. So I can save it, go back, and then it's a little bit smaller. It is now fitting fine. I also want to click and drag this here. So you want to click and drag your smart objects and not copy and paste them so they don't break. So just remember that, because that is what we have learned today. Is if you want things to break, copy and paste. If you don't want them to break, click and drag with the Option key, which does the same thing, but apparently doesn't. So there. Now this should be good to go. Let me quit out of all these smart objects. And let's try some stuff. So let's say name in school. Let's say they're drafting Garrett Little out of Alfred College of Art. Just because. We can say, we go back, look, it's Garrett Little, College of Art, and Alfred, and whatever. Okay, what round and pick? Well, it's Garrett, so he's probably like real late, so like 7th round pick 299. Go back, Garrett, look at that. Then we can go into this smart object. We can go in here, we can find a picture of Garrett Little. Boom, picture of Garrett Little. Okay, right click, save image, downloads, and we go here, and we throw Gare Bear right here, make him big. Right there, save, go over. It's updating the smart objects. Here are the templates that are going to load up. Boom, look at that. See, and then 45 seconds, we made a new asset, and they should show up in here automatically. They're not, but they should. So to make the things work, and I think I can actually go like this and go to bearsdar.eps. Let me go to file. Where do we go? Generate image assets. Let me uncheck that. File, generate image assets. Click. Actually, let me try one more thing. You can also, I think, put like .jpeg by these things. Is there a new asset folder in here, or what's going on? Weird. Oh well. Well, there you have it. There's some templates you can use. So if you want to use smart objects, just make sure that you are dragging them over. I don't know why it's not generating them. It could be Photoshop's like super pissed. But here you go. We got Garrett Little. We're using shapes that are already, using or used in the brand. Now, a lot of these brands already have assets that are going to be able to be used. For us, we just had like the logo and stuff. You know, a lot of this stuff's gonna be known ahead of time with like fonts and stuff that they're gonna use, or as we saw in the examples. Yeah, let's delete the folder. Let's see what that does. Generate image assets. Do not generate image assets. Save. But as you can see, you know, with the examples I gave you, they're not very complicated. They make it so it's scalable quickly, so you can put out the content that your viewers and your audience are going to want to see. So I'm gonna let this sit over here and then see if these image assets ever load, because it doesn't look like they are. I mean, one thing you can do too is once you're done with these, you can right click and then you can just hit quick export as ping, and then it'll pretty much do that, or it'll pretty much just export it as ping files to your whatever folder you just selected. So I got them all right here, and that photo of Garrett is hilariously giant. So hopefully you learned something from, you know, watching this and using artboards. Option drag stuff so you're not messing up your smart objects. Turn text into smart objects and give it padding based on the direction you're going to be adding stuff to it. I'm going to screenshot this and post it to Twitter immediately, so everyone can see that Garrett was drafted. If you guys haven't checked out my Patreon already, I like to plug that at the end of my videos. I share Photoshop files with some of my patrons. I give them exclusive videos. I do these streams with them once a month where they can ask me whatever they want. They get early access to work I'm working on, so I share with them some stuff I'm working on that I don't share with everyone. They see stuff before Twitter sees stuff, so take a look at that if you guys might be interested. Other than that, thank you for joining me today. We're not going to have the final cool, sexy graphic, especially since we've got Garrett's face on it, that I usually post to Instagram. So this is more of an educational who's a what's it. I might play around with this a little bit more just so I can have something to use for Thursday when the draft comes around and post stuff that way. But other than that, not a big deal. But thank you for joining me tonight. I'm happy that you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me. Go hop on Clubhouse right now. They're doing an awesome sports design chat there. They're about probably 12 minutes into it. Hop onto that. There's a lot of smart people talking on there. So until next week, you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. And thanks. And don't forget